Hi there guys, welcome back into my studio. My name's Connor and I am a wildlife artist that specialises in both graphite and scratchboard. So today we're going to be talking about varnishing. Right then guys, so you can actually see that I've got 4 different pieces that we're going to be varnishing today. I've actually got a couple more than this waiting to go. I think I've got another 3 scratchboard pieces and about 5 graphite pieces that I need to varnish. So I've actually let it get a bit behind, unfortunately. But today we're going to be looking at varnishing these 4 pieces. So we've got my recent Red Panda, which has been turned into a tutorial. I'm not sure if that's been released yet. I haven't planned when this video is going to go out. So if it has been released, I'll put a video for that one down in the description. We've got my recent Tiger Eye that is definitely uploaded. So this is a 2-part series that you can watch now. So I'll put a link to that one down in the description. We've also got a meerkat. Now this meerkat was done as part of a series with Leisure Painter magazine on how to create a realistic meerkat in Scratchboard. So I'll leave a link to the description in the description below for that video. This one's available to be purchased as a 5-part series over on their website. So we're going to get these pieces varnished today. The varnish that I have used and tend to use is going to be this one. So this is the Krylon UV archival varnish, and this is the gloss. I used to use the semi-gloss, but we're not able to really get hold of that anymore at the moment. So I've had to swap to the gloss, but I do actually like the finish that the gloss gives me. So I'm actually quite happy with the gloss at the minute. I have used quite a few different varnishes in the past, so I've used Golden and a few other brands and tried a few different ones, but I think I like the Krylon brand the best. But this video isn't going to be talking too much about the actual properties of the varnish. It's just going to be showing you my process on how I do my varnishing. I do actually want to say as well, this isn't a video that's intended to show you all the safety features that you need to go through when you are varnishing. This is solely just to show you my process and how I varnish my pieces. So it is down to you to make sure you're wearing the appropriate protective equipment and respirators if you are varnishing, and make sure you are doing it in a well-ventilated area, but always follow the instructions on your varnish can, because it does state very clearly on there what you need to do to be safe. So without further ado, let's get started. Right then guys, so you join me in my garage. So what I've done to begin with is I've set up a spray painting tent. Now this is a tent that you can just buy from Amazon. I bought it a few years ago when I was doing my spray painting, but then what I found was it was really good for varnishing, because what it does is you can put your artworks right at the back, and then it stops the spray paint from going on all your stuff, because the spray paint, the varnish does actually get everywhere. So it's quite good just to sort of keep everything contained. So we've got all of our artworks ready to be varnished. So I've got them all lined up there. Now there is quite a lot. Like I said, I did sort of get a bit behind. I'm hoping to get about 3 or 4 artworks in at a time, and then spray them sort of all together. Now what you also need is going to be some sort of protection for your breathing. So I've got a mask that's got filters on it as well. Again, I bought that from Amazon. And what that's going to do is it's going to protect you when you're spraying in an environment like this, to make sure that you're not breathing in all those particles. Now, normally for this sort of thing, I would be spray painted outside because it's really good to have better ventilation. But in the UK at the minute, it's really hot, and it's actually too hot to to varnish outside. So the varnish that I'm using has a max upper range, and it's hotter than that outside. So if you spray in that sort of environment, what you end up doing is running the risk of getting splutters and like an abnormal finish on your artwork. So that's what I want to try and avoid. Whereas in my garage, it's a lot cooler because it's out in the sun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray paint in here, and then I'm going to have the garage door open and just let all the ventilation go out that way. But do just make sure you are spraying in a well ventilated area. Have a read, like I say, on the back of your individual spray paint, I keep saying spray paint, on the back of your varnish can. And what that's going to do is it's going to tell you exactly what sort of thing you need. So before we actually get varnishing, what we have to do is make sure that everything's set up properly as well. So at the minute, there's 4 pieces that I've bought to varnish. I think that might be too many for the size of this tent. So I might just do 3 and then do another set of varnishing after, because as you can see, actually let me just spin you around. So I've got all 4 lined up there, but at the ends, what I like to do is when I'm varnishing across, I like it to overlap. And then when I get to this side, I like it to overlap, but this is right on the walls of the tent. So what we run the risk of is that when we're varnishing and we're coming across, because of that harsh line, you're going to leave a thicker bit of varnish down there and it's not going to be a smooth transition over. So I think what I'll do is I'll take the wolf out and I'll just do the 3 to begin with. Okay, so as you can see now, we've actually got some more space on this side and some more space on the other side, so that as we come across with our varnish, we'll be able to overlap and hopefully not got any of those harsh edges. So before we still get into the varnishing, we're going to have to shake our can for about 2 minutes just to make sure it's all mixed. So I've now finished varnishing the pieces. I've brought up just a selection just to show you the finish that we've managed to get. So they are all now dry, but I will just be careful hardening them, just because it will take a few days before they're completely dry. So we've got a nice glossy finish to these scratch boards. Now I really do like the gloss finish that you get with this varnish. It really does make those blacks pop, so I am quite happy with how these ones have turned out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed following along with this one and seeing how I would varnish my pieces. If you do have any questions, feel free to pop them below in the comments and I'll try and answer them the best I can. And like I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed it and I'll see you again in the next video.